happenings in the Afrocentric community. Taylor Cassidy, with more than 2.3 million followers on TikTok, Taylor aims to teach her audience Black history like you've never learned before. Taylor creates a community that links Black culture with joy and fun. Elena Anale McWhorter. This 13-year-old prodigy is going places. She is scheduled to graduate double degreed from two different universities. Ruth E. Carter, Wakanda Forever. As the first Black woman to win two Oscars, Ruth E. Carter, the costume designer for the Black Panther movie franchise, has created history. Black and medicine goes well together. Tamia Potter, a medical student at Case Western Reserve University, has made history by becoming the first Black woman to join the neurosurgery residence program at Vanderbilt University. Reggae Girls historically. Jamaica secured their spot in the round of 16 with a 0-0 draw, knocking out Copa America winners Brazil. It will be the first time that the Canarinhas won't play in the knockout rounds since the 1995 World Cup.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Afrocents, reaching out to the Africa diaspora community and your pocketbook. Tonight, we have great voices to introduce you to on this episode of What You Should Know About the Music Biz, as we discuss how to be financially successful in the music industry. So let's make sense of the world. Let's talk Afrosense.
We are not able to make conscious decisions if we're not mentally.
That is what we call overphysiology. That actually cash you are not helping. You are putting a stop. You're creating.
Good evening to all the persons in the Caribbean, the diaspora, the Afrocentric community, and folks all around the world. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 8 of Afrosense, a podcast aimed at empowering and educating the Afrocentric community. Now, some people want it to happen, some people wish it would happen, and some people, they make it happen. This famous quote by Michael Jordan is one that resonates deeply with our guest. But how did he go from producing his first track at 10 years old to producing for artists like Ciara and Chris Brown? How did he manage to make a name for himself? And was the journey easy? I am Naja Robinson, and this is Afrosense. Hey, Casey.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Just busy working, but always have time to pop in and answer some questions and connect.
Yes, exactly. I know you're quite busy helping out with the Grammys and everything. So that's why we really appreciate you being here.
Of
All
course.
right, now first, right. I first want to start off with the fact that you've made a name for yourself in this industry, coming from a relatively small Caribbean country, Trinidad and Tobago. But of course, you produce soca music, and you have now produced songs on Ciara's new EP, How We Roll. But the journey, I'm pretty sure the journey wasn't easy. So that's why I really wanted to ask you, how was the journey from producing your first track at 10 years old to know where you are now? How was the journey? Was it easy?
Easy, no. I don't know how far back you want me to go though.
All the way from 10 years old. I want to hear it from there.
So my dad is a legendary guitarist, arranger, composer, producer himself. So I was pretty much born into the studio, crawling in, looking on, learning, mashing up thing, as we say in Trinidad. And that's how I kind of learned the runnings of the studio, from destroying stuff, asking my dad how to fix it. Eventually, the tables too. As I got older, he would call me to fix stuff. That fast forward into doing my first song at 10. And from then, I would say I started this journey of producing as Casey Phillips. And I would rush home from school to run in the studio and do sessions and build beats back then. It was a hobby. It was just for fun. It was cool. Wasn't studying money. Didn't care about none of that. I would do. I guess my dad would use me to do some of his sessions when he's too tired, and I would go into these sessions, and they would come in and be like, "All right, where your father?" I'd be like, "He's sleeping." So like, okay, well, who run this session? Me. You sure? You sure you know what you're doing? This is me being. I was so small, so they watching me like, "You sure you know what you're doing, young man?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, don't worry." And bet your bottom dollar by the end of that session, they're like, "All right, cool. We don't need your father again. We're working with you." And that happened with a bunch of artists like Marshall Montano. Back then, my dad was working
How
with
old were you at
everybody.
this time? Still 10 years old?
I would say somewhere between I would be 10 and 14 in that window there, when I was now starting to get really serious into it. Could be before, because I was still trying to remember all these things. And yeah, started to work and build up my own clientele. And I think, I don't know the age, but there was a point where my both parents worked in the bank. They met in the bank. So they always knew the money side, the business side, the finance side. And my mom was singing in my ear. She's like, "You know what? You should start building your credit bank. Go and take out a loan. Go and try and just start anything. Credit cards, something." I didn't know anything. And I went and I tried. And at that point, whatever money I was making was cash. It never really passed through the bank. So when I tried to get this loan, they was like, "Well, we can't give you this. You have $14 in your account. We see no history of anything passing through here, so we can't give you this loan." And me, not knowing anything, I was like, okay. It kind of really took me aback. I was like, well, this not making no sense, because I'm making all this money, which was a lot back then. Well, not a lot for a young person in school still back then.
Yes. Mhm.
Um, so I was like, all right, this not making no sense. They don't want to give me a loan, but I'm making this money doing this thing. And I really had to get serious. And I think that's what turned on the light bulb for me. I was like, all right, let me figure this out. Let me get serious. Started asking questions, found mentors who knew it. A lot of it we figured out on our own. Started to build a team. And in doing that, Precision Productions was formed. So
But I
Precision was
mean, you
now,
got an internship opportunity in California. So how did you land that?
that came after. So Precision was formed from a need to brand and have proper business
Mm,
operations.
mm.
And fast forward through that, the internship came up in California, and it was a year internship under Dre and Vidal, Los Angeles, where I am now. And they were like, I think we came up just on a trip with Question Mark Entertainment. Shout out to Simon and Carolyn. They were the first persons to bring us to California. And yeah, the guys was like, "Yo, y'all want to come for a year? We have this house with a bunch of musicians. You'll come and learn, mix, produce under us, blah blah blah." And it's like, "All right, cool." We saved up to do it, which wasn't a lot compared to LA bills, but we did it. We started it. It was great, but with the good parts come the horrible part, and I think we learned both sides. Fast forward from that, I took what we learned and kind of established that into the local soca market, and started to do this whole songwriter, what to call it, songwriter model, where writers would come in and write songs, and then we produce songs for the artists, because that wasn't done in soca at that time, at least not on that level. And everything took off. That was when you got songs like Anthony's Rhythm, Back and All This Vibes Get Done, Bottle of Rum, Precision Wine, like, everything went crazy that year. And then we kept
So
doing
I mean, you were
it.
still in school at this time, right?
No. I would have. I didn't do college. I didn't further education, so I would have finished CXE and went straight into music. So no, I wasn't. I wasn't still in school.
Oh,
Um, but in the internship, it showed me LA and it showed me that scene. And I always said, okay, yeah, I'm going back to Trinidad to do this, but I really want to return to LA. And it took me about 5 or 6 years to build the brand up, to build the business up, to be at a point where it could kind of sustain living in LA, at least to some degree, because LA is a different beast to Trinidad expenses. And I mean, we could get into those details more because I think that's the business side of it that we want to talk about. And yeah, from doing that, building up to 5 years, I was like, all right, LA is the move. Let's go. And that was always the goal.
I want to touch back on something that you said. You said that you weren't really thinking about the money part of the music. It was just the fact that you loved it so much. So, I mean, in today's society, when you're going to do something, you want to get paid for it. That's the reality of things. But how important is it to just do things just for the sake of you loving it?
Well, I think the fundamental is doing something you love. A lot of us doing things that we don't love, and then we could get to the being paid for it. But there's always this weird point where you reach where, yeah, I love doing this, but now I have to figure out how to charge
I'll
for
get
this.
paid for it. Hmm.
So okay, do I charge you $5 or $5,000? And I think a lot of us, especially creators, have a hard time doing that. I don't want to bust no price on your head, but I kind of need to pay my rent, and
How
it's,
did
it's
you
it's
work
it's
with that?
tricky.
How did you work with the monetary part of it?
Well, for me, when it started again, it was a hobby. So I think my first song or in the first few songs was an Iowa George song, and I remember him writing a check for me for 3,000 TT. I'm still in school, so I watching this check like, whoa, oh, this could happen. And I gave my mother it to open my account because at that point I'm not studying what I could make. So I think just over time, I mean, for years I undercharged myself because of that reason. It was like, yeah, whatever. I don't have real bills. I still kind of in school, so it's kind of like, yeah, just pay me whatever. But going back to the bank experience and the loan and starting to get serious, it starts to become all right. Now, as we expand as a team and start to do things properly and register the business and do accounts, have an account, and now we really have to charge properly because we have bills, right? Before I didn't really have
Yes.
bills like
Hmm.
that. So with bills comes figuring out your income, figuring out what you're charging per song, what you're charging per mix. And I had to really figure it out because I was undercharging myself for years.
Yes. Hmm.
And as the brand grew, then I started to say, all right, we get these songs on we out. Okay, we can raise the price a little bit. Oh, we win our Soca Monarch kind of grew here. Oh, guess what? We're gonna raise the price a little more. And it's just kind of staying in the market and figuring out what everybody else charging. All right, you don't want to come too high and outprice yourself, and then everybody like, well, I'm to this man, but you don't want to undercharge yourself. So it's kind of like dancing those things. Of course, we'll do certain deals with artists with like, all right, you can't pay the full price, but here what? Don't worry, we will own the song. And that's what happened. And I might be jumping the questions, but that is what happened with building up the business to get to LA. The whole rhythm thing was us owning the products and the projects versus selling the projects. And that was when streaming was now becoming a thing in Soca, which I had no idea about. And so like Antilles, I want to believe Antilles might have been one of the first ones that we owned one and then also put up on streaming, which was a whole new world. And as the years grew, I mean, it started at making 1,500 US a quarter for streaming. And every year and every quarter, I realized, wait, now the more rhythms I do and the more rhythms I own is the more I make from streaming. But then I have these songs here which I will sell and not never see a cent from it again. And it was this way with being the selling songs, making more, streaming less. And it slowly started to do this. And I was like, okay, something working here. So definitely need to do more of this. And that's what really kind of made the pivot to like, nah, we need to own more songs and invest in these products and make consistent passive income.
Hmm. All right. So, I mean, you're from Trinidad, soca music and everything. Now you're in pop and R&B with Sarah and Chris Brown. So, how was that transition like? Was it a difficult transition for you?
Um, yes and no, because I think for me, and this is just what I chose to do, when I moved to LA, I made the decision that I don't want to chase after mainstream music. I'll explain what I mean. When I was here for the year and for the internship, and even before that, we did a lot of meetings. A lot of BS meetings, they'll give you a run around. Yeah, come and play your beats. And yeah, guys, this nice. Okay, we'll get back there. And there was a lot of that. And I coming to LA was kind of like, well, I'm coming from, and this is not to sound big headed, but I'm coming from all this success with soca to now come to LA to start over. I don't want to. I don't want to run down anybody because for me, I just come from picking up the phone, calling Bungie, Marshall, Rupee, whoever you name it. So now here I have to beg people to listen to my beats, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I ain't doing that. And I decided to live in LA, still do soca, but slowly navigate through these scenes to figure it out through my own way. Not go into these meetings and trying to beg somebody to listen to a beat and getting these kind of run around answers and meetings. So difficult, yes, because it was a start over. Even now, it's a start over today, 2023. I'm still starting over because now I made the full pivot from no more soca days what we doing. So it's ground zero. But
Is it worth it for you? Would you
oh,
say
for
it's worth
sure,
it?
for sure. But for me, I'm a calculated risk person. So as much as
Right.
cutting this off might hurt me in the interim right now, winning this have so much more to gain than if I stayed
Right.
in this. It's just two different sizes of industry. Um, but it's not easy. So that's the hard part about it. And luckily, my friend now Tiran always looked up to RC and Tiran. And one of the soca songs we did, which was Chase to Life, they wanted to jump on it and do a remix. So soca essentially set me up to do mainstream music in a very long-winded explanation. But here we are. Yeah.
All right. So I know we have a lot of aspiring artists watching, and I know you have worked with a lot of artists as well. So I just want you to tell our listeners the three things that you look for in an artist for you to say yes, they can definitely make it in this industry. They have the qualities, they have the sound. What exactly the three qualities that you look for in an aspiring artist for them to say, for you to say they're definitely going to make it in this industry?
I don't know. I don't know if you'll like my list that way, but all right. Let me see. Now, because we deal with artists a lot every day, and a lot of them claim to be serious and not, I would say my first thing would be being serious. Like having your ducks in a row. Like, what do you really want to do this, or is this just a fun thing? Is this a hobby? I've seen time and time again artists just want to do this, but they don't have anything ready. They're just not organized. Like, oh, you don't know the lyrics for a song that I come to record. Like, you don't think you need to rehearse that before you come and record? Like, just you'll think it's so simple, but you wouldn't. It'll blow your mind. So I'll say being serious. Um, three things. Damn. Of course, you need to have some form of uniqueness in your talent. It can't sound like everybody else there. Even though
Right, right.
even though that works for some people, you could start there. A lot of artists started there, and then they figured out their niche and kind of found their own lane. So I would say having some degree of being unique. And I was going
Unique in terms of what? In terms of how they sound, in terms of their look? Unique in terms of what?
whatever it is, your sound, your look, your topics, your content, your social content, whatever it is, just be unique. Don't just follow the cookie cutter formula and look like everybody else. Yeah. I was going to say knowing your sound, but I think that comes with being unique. A lot of artists don't
Right.
know what their sound or style is, and they'll come in and be like, "Well, I kind of want a song like Beyonce, but I kind of want a song like Rihanna and India Ari as well." I'm like, no, you can't do all. You need to
Not going
know.
to work.
Yeah, you kind of need to know what your lane is. Third one, I would say dedication, because this is not this not an easy road. This is not an easy road. It's not gonna happen in a year. It's not gonna happen in 3 years. Probably sometimes not even 5 years. So you need to find artists who down for this because you're gonna sacrifice a lot of family time, a lot of friend time. It's gonna be a lot. You're gonna be in the studio working hard, and you gotta be down for that. Some people are not down for that. So that'll be my top three.
I mean, some persons they probably just drop a nice or a catchy song on Instagram and that's it for them. Like their career takes off. So, all right. So the question is now, wouldn't you say it's a bit unfair seeing that someone who has stayed dedicated over 5 years, they still haven't gotten to where they want to reach, but then you have someone who just came on the scene doing just a catchy song on Instagram and yet still their career has taken off. Wouldn't you say it's a bit unfair?
It it is, but for me, how I would look at it is you need to figure out why that song work and your song didn't work. Because if you're doing this for 5 years and you're not changing your methods, like I know a lot of artists will be like, nah, I'm not joining TikTok, I just not doing it. I have too many platforms. Guess what? Somebody on TikTok gonna release a song and blow up. Not saying that's the same route for everybody, but you had to adapt if there's a field you're in. I mean, I don't want to join TikTok. I don't, but guess what? That's just what we had to do. You had to stay ahead of the curve. So, um, unfair, yes and no. I think it's just analyzing the difference and figuring out, all right, what that person doing that I not doing. Is it that they're doing more content? They posting every day. They're doing covers. They're doing catchier songs. Like, did they capitalize at a time when something socially was happening? And it just dropped the song like learn from it instead of saying down here being bitter. Oh, this so unfair. I fighting so long because they're not helping nobody.
All right. So in our last episode we spoke to an international model and she spoke about how if you basically come from a wealthy family or a family that's it's a bit more known, nepo babies we call them, you're more likely to make it in the modeling industry. Is it the same for music
But
industry,
you call it
or is
called
it
what?
a case where go again?
What you call it? What?
Nepo babies.
Wow. Okay, I learned something.
Right. So yes. So is it a case where in the music industry, if you come from a wealthy family, you have more connections, you're more likely to make it in the music industry, or is it a case where it's just of raw talent and
I
dedication and the
I
things
think
that you mentioned?
that goes with any industry, finance, banking, even school education. It goes without saying. If I was part of a fraternity coming up in college, then my kids might get into a certain college easier. I think that goes in all industries. Music for sure. If you have connections, you could get looked quicker. You could get through with certain things faster. Sure, I think that's across the. I don't think that's unique to modeling or music. I think that's across the board.
But wouldn't you say raw talent just it would outshine the type of family you were born in? If you're just
Well,
extremely talented and good at what you do?
it depends on the genre. I mean, if you look at it, pop is cookie cutter music to some degree. So raw talent may not always shine in that space versus alternative R&B, a Victoria Monet, or somebody who could kill it live versus a pop singer who have everything systematic and mapped out before. It just depends on the target. I think business now has gotten very what's the word, calculated, almost like assembly line. So we could force raw talent. We could auto-tune the vocals to make it seem like you could sing. Eventually, of course, it would come out because if you can't sing this live, even though you could auto-tune live to it, but if you can't perform this live, then you're gonna become a studio artist or radio artist. But I mean, case in point, Rihanna couldn't sing when she just came out. Look at Rihanna now, singing huge
She couldn't
ballads.
sing or she just was not as developed?
Same thing. Same thing. Potato, potato. I'm not knocking her. I'm just trying to drive the point home.
Okay, understand.
Yeah, but now she's developed into an artist that could carry huge ballads. That wasn't happening when she's singing Pon the Replay. She developed into that. So I don't know if I'm answering your question. I think raw talent is still great. depending on the genre you're in. If you're a singer songwriter from Nashville, for sure, you need raw talent. But if you're coming in and you're doing trap and you're just rapping, you might get away. You might get away with just being all right. It depends on the target.
All right, got you. All right, so we're going to take a short break right now to have our birthday celebrations for the persons who have celebrated their birthdays. So let's see them. Presents podcast, we are wishing Michael, Mavadi, Samantha, and Rose the biggest slice of happy. And remember, your age is merely the number of years the world has been enjoying you. All right, Casey, back to you. We're going to dive
Hmm.
into the money part of this right
Oh boy, here we
now.
go.
All right, so we know that the music and the entertainment industry can be extremely lucrative. But since you've basically delved into the music industry, how can an artist or a producer, how can they become financially stable pursuing a musical career?
You're not gonna like this answer. So one of the realizations that I've been having for the last year, I would say, and a half or 2 years, especially after the pandemic, trying to focus and make music your first source of income, going to put you in trouble. Because in the creative sector, especially music, it's so up and down. Like you'll have great months, but you'll have very horrible months. So my advice now, being on this side and where I'm at now, would be find some other kind of hustle or income source to help sustain the expenses and bills while this music thing go like this. Now, of course, if you make it big and you hit and everything coming in, royalties coming in, by all means, great. But I think that should always be a rule of thumb, which is one of the mistakes I made coming up. I focused everything into music, and I'm now learning that maybe I should have diversified a little bit. I wouldn't say it's an error, but it's just one of the things that I'm learning now, and I would always pass that on as advice. Find something else, even if it's as small as, I mean, doing it, I mean, not small, but as small as renting a car, or even doing Uber or DoorDash, whatever it might be. Have some kind of separate income before you dive into this fully, because it's gonna be some years before you really see some kind of substantial earnings, unless some luck happen. And yeah, you're gonna need something to help smooth over those months.
But you chose not to go to college. Would you say that if you could go back in time, would you actually go to college?
Full honest answer, yes and no. I think I would only go for the social aspect and the networking and doing the things that college kids do. I don't think I ever got to experience that. But to be like, oh, I think I missed out or lacked something from going to college. Mm-mm, in my experience. Not saying, because you know you have to be very careful these days. Not saying people shouldn't go to college. It's great for certain fields that you want to get into. I think I understood that early on, and even though I didn't go, I still did a lot of certifications in the things I use, the software I use, some of the techniques that I do. I still try to do little courses from the colleges for music to make sure that I still have some of the theory um in my pocket. I have the certification, but for me, nah.
Okay. All right. So, where do most successful artists where do they get most of their money from? Is it the tours or is it just streaming? Where is it that they make the most money?
Most successful artists, and there's a huge distinction. Artists get their most money from, and I hope I'm not wrong by saying this, but this is just my opinion. Touring, live shows, endorsements, brand deals. Unless you are really huge, then streaming. Streaming is minor compared to what those they get for touring, doing live shows, even feature verses on other people's songs, even though it's a lot of different hands of feet. But yeah, the live aspect and brand endorsements and stuff like that, that's really where they make the most of their money.
And for music producers?
We don't make no money. Um, music producers. Whew. I think music producers. I'll kind of pile music producers and songwriters in the same bucket
Okay.
for now. For now, well, actually, no, I can't. At least you see, for music producers, we would get upfront fee for that beat or for that song. Songwriters don't. So for producers, the chunk could come from upfront fees, advances, but you really make your core money from royalties and residual income, be it from radio, from licensing deals, sometimes catalog deals, depending on how big of a producer or writer you are. But yeah, royalties is usually the biggest core. Now it's gotten a little interesting now where a producer could have a big song but then start to do stuff on his own, sell sample packs, sell educational courses. Hey, you like that song? Well, come and pay for my course, pay $500 and learn how I made that. That's a
Yeah.
huge income generator now. So it's the space has gotten really interesting and diverse when it comes to that. But it's really on the creative themselves to start figuring this out. Social media is a huge one for some people. Brand endorsements, like this microphone could have been whoever, and I could get paid just for having it on the podcast, things like that. When you get to that level,
Yes. All right. So, what's the hardest part of being in this music industry? The hardest part.
other than dealing with people, um, I would say the hardest part is hurry up and wait. I think that's the only thing that drives me insane. So somebody will call me now. Hey, I need this now. But you need to send me it now, but you'll wait until I'm ready to pay, or you'll wait until it actually come to fruition. And I think that, especially coming from the soca space, where is song, rhythm, write it, alt, radio, carnival, done. Right? Fet, mass, great.
Yes.
On this, on in this side of the game, it's different. Just to give you context, Ciara project was done 2 or 3 years before that song actually came out. So let's just show you. So imagine, just put yourself, humor me for a little bit. Imagine having Ciara EP in your phone for the last 3 years, you walking around, and you just waiting on this project to come out. I think that is the true test of patience. So yeah, the hurry up and wait, I think, is the hardest thing because there's a lot to hurry up and wait. We need this now, but it's not gonna happen right now. So just hold the strain, and we'll get back to you.
If it's a case where you say, all right, it's not going to happen now, do they find business with someone else, or do they wait on you?
Meaning that if I refuse to deliver,
Mm-hmm.
well, there's 9,000 other people waiting. So if I don't deliver, somebody gonna deliver. Um, the good thing is that, and a good quality to have, is being able to deliver fast. And a lot of people get jobs because of that quality, fast, quick work. Not saying water down your standard, but being able to answer calls. Hey, I need this beat, that song like this. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
You'll
but is
get it
that
in
not
2 days.
realistic? Doesn't that put you under a lot of pressure as a music producer?
Yes, always. But it's just the game. Now, sometimes we get the time. We'll have a project that coming out, and we know ahead of time. Hey, okay, need to work on this slowly. But sometimes it might have a mix that somebody do and they don't love it. Be like, yo, this coming out Monday. Think they could do one and they could try? Sure. I'll always say sure. Um, what I would say along with that is developing your team and structure and your workflow process to know that you can execute these things fast. So if you have producers under you, or musicians, or you have assistants that could help get you to those goals faster, then sure, you could do the hurry up and wait. All right, what you need? Okay, cool. I might have R&B country beat sit down in my hard drive. Let me call my assistant to bounce this. Here, I need this bounce ASAP. you could deliver. So it's just knowing the beast and knowing the industry you're in and kind of setting yourself up to be ready for that.
Totally understand. All right, so we're going to end. Unfortunately, we have to end this segment,
No
but I'm going
problem.
to end with a question from Carol Taylor. She's asking, what advice would you give to an upcoming soca producer, and what advice would you give to be successful in the journey?
Whew, upcoming soca producer.
Right.
Soca is a tricky beast. With soca, you're gonna have to do a lot of free things when you start. A lot of free beats, a lot of free rhythms, just to get your name out there. Hey, and I wouldn't even go for the top. Let's say hey Pretty, hey Patrice, hey whoever, upcoming artists. Check out these beats. I'll send you a pack of 5. See if you like any. Let's figure it out. We'll work together. Yeah, he might not pay you, but guess what? You might be able to do a 50-50 split or something. You kind of build your catalog while building your streaming catalog and you get him out there. Soca is a really tricky space, but I think soca is also one of those spaces where a new person could come in and kill the game in a year and just have the biggest songs just like that. Aligning with a lot of songwriters help a lot because the songwriters are the ones who are gonna get the songs to the artists. So you could do the same thing with writers. Hey, check out these beats if you like it. We could do some songs and try to pitch it for Patrice, Destra, whoever it might be. Yeah, and just being on the pulse, being out there, being at the events, being at some of the shows, networking. I it's so funny. I came up in that space and I know it so much that I don't really watch it from the lens of, oh, you need to be out networking because I do that here. But yeah, you need to be out networking. If somebody having a launch, a album launch, a listening party, or even a party, a event, go network with the DJs, try to connect with them because they're gonna be the ones you're gonna have to talk to later down, or the writers, or the artists themselves, or their managers. So yeah, that'll be what I would say.
All right, just one more question.
Sure.
So there's a famous quote from Michael Jordan that you resonate deeply with. Why do you resonate so deeply with that quote, Cassie?
Give me the quote one more time. Let me hear it.
All right.
I just
So
want
the
to hear you
quote
say it.
is, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, and some make it happen. Why does it mean so much to you?
Whew, that's a long answer. Let me see how to simplify this.
In like 3 minutes.
Yeah, what I have been able to achieve has been so out of the norm. Sometimes I have to really sit down and be like, wait, you know, you need to stop and kind of think about what you did. Like coming from a rock of Trinidad and in San Fernando, Palmis, where I grew up block for. I would have never thought I would be on a Sierra album. So I saying all that to say the last part of the quote, which is actually doing it. A lot of us can't do it. I have a lot of friends, peers in the game, people I talk to be like, wait, but I really wish I could do this and I really wish I could do that. And they just don't do it. And it's just like doing it. I mean, it sounds really easy and trivial, but some people just can't do it. I think they talk themselves down so much. They're like, nah, nobody gonna take me on. I'm from Trinidad, blah, 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 blah. They just kind of discourage yourself. And part of my mission is to pave the way and open the doors and be like, yo, we could do this. Any of our talent or anything that we do could compare on a world stage, and we just have to believe that we could. So that's
Totally.
my political answer. It sounds like a speech.
It's a good one. Casey, thank you so much for joining with us today. I
Thank
know you're
you.
super busy and you took the time out to actually be here and answer all the questions that we have. We really appreciate you being here. If persons want to reach you, how can they find you?
All social media, Precision Productions. My Instagram is Casey_KSEY. Yeah, on all social media, Precision Productions, you'll find us. And yeah, you can reach out any more questions. I always love connecting with new talent, musicians, songwriters as well. So yeah,
Okay. Okay, that's great. All right. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. All right, everyone, that was Casey Phillips, music producer all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. All right, so moving on to another segment, we have a very important announcement to make. Under the Afrocents team, we have been searching actively for the Mother of the Month for September. And weeks upon weeks, days upon days, we have been searching for this person. And I announced it last week that we'll be announcing the winner this week and today. So the time has come for us to announce the mother of the month for September. And that
Woo, and that is Tasha Lee Francis Clark. But more specifically, mothers raise us, teach us, and lead us. Every month, we celebrate the mother of the month. And in this month of September, that is right, we are celebrating Tasha Lee Francis Clark. We saw her in chat, sending so much love, who will be enjoying a 100 USD prize from Afrocents as we talk with her on the next show, though October is around the corner. So if you're a subscriber and know a mother or maternal guardian in your life that you wish to honor, then head over to our Instagram or Facebook to apply. And again, congratulations, Tasha Lee Francis Clark. And now let's move on to health and wellness with Nadria and Dr. Judith McLaurin.
Number 23 of
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined by orthomolecular and health specialist Dr. Judith McLaren. Dr. McLaren, welcome back.
It's indeed a pleasure once again.
Right. All right. So the topic, of course, is health causing is stress, sorry, causing your health problems. Now, in everyday society, if you ask someone how are they doing, they're saying that, well, I'm stressed out. I'm stressed. I feel very stressed. And I feel like that's something that everyone can relate to. Now, seeing that, stress is a mental health problem, is it a case where our perceptions of our difficult situations are actually causing our stress? Is it all in our head or is it just the difficult situation itself?
Well, it's interesting that most of us consider stress to be something that we can always feel and diagnose. Okay, because stress comes in so many different ways. There's so many different causes and so many different expressions of stress. And if the Bible spoke about Hosea 4 verse 6 said we are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge. And that said, I said that to say that it's not only about the mind and it's not only a mental thing. Okay, so mental health has been on the rise in the past couple of years exponentially, and it is being blamed for everything. But of course, in most cases, that is just the signal that there are other problems for many individuals. So there are different organizations or doctors or scientists or different bodies has different ways of interpreting stress. But in the holistic arena, we classify stress in four different categories or expressions. And
Hold on, before you go to that, Dr. McLaren, you were mentioning that stress is caused by different things. So could you give us a list of the things that could cause stress?
that's what I was about to get to.
Okay, okay.
Yes, because we have four different expressions of stress. Okay. For one, there's physical stress. If a car hits you on the street and you break a couple of bones, that might be classified as physical stress. Anything that comes on sudden, especially they would consider it acute injury. That's physical stress because that would require medical attention, serious medical attention, and it can interfere also with your mental state. Okay, but that's one classification, physical stress. Um, so we're talking about acute injury, accident, or sudden illness. Okay, so that's the physical arena. Then we have chemical stress. And can I tell you that chemical stress is one of the biggest problem, that brings about all kinds of stress in the body. Every time you buy a new piece of furniture, or you get a new car, or you change your carpet, you're actually exposing yourself to chemicals. Every time you are given a prescription drug and you take that medication, that's also considered one of the likely cause of stress. So that's the chemical stress. Smoking, the beautiful nail polish, lipstick, eyeshadows, hair pomade, and so on, added sugars, all the preservatives in the food, the chemicals that they spray on our plants, those are chemical stress. That list could go on and on and on. Okay. Then we have environmental stress. Do I need to tell you? All right. Environment. Look around us. We don't even get enough oxygen from the air. The air quality is compromised. Then we have the people we hang out with. They're in our environment. They can make or break us. We have EMF, our technologies, the computer that we're using, the cell phone, the Bluetooth we have in our ear, the smart meters. All those things are a part of the environmental stress that people have to go through. If you work in a building that has no windows, you live in a basement that has no windows, or the boiler is close by. That's the environment, asbestos, you name it. Those are the things that are in the environment that adds the stress or that can create stress in the body. Then there's the other one we call emotional stress. Emotional stress is a big one as well.
Yes, I believe that most persons can relate to that.
Yes. Uh, if no one knew what emotion was, trust me, the last 3 to 4 years is a perfect example of that. Um, Even now, people are worried. They are afraid. They have intense thoughts. There is hopelessness. I had a client today who told me, a family member of hers that, since the last 3 or 4 3 years, I would say, when that big thing happened where everybody was locked in their houses, her adult child hasn't left home, hasn't left her room. So, and that is only one of millions of cases, or probably billions. People are afraid. Okay, they're not sleeping at night. They're thinking that there's going to be something happening any moment now. There are a lot of people who are not even making plans for retirement. They're not planning vacations like a year from now. Most vacations they're doing it like right now, because there are so many different reasons, so many obvious signs that there's an unsettling in the air. So yes, there are different kinds of stress. And the thing
All
about
right,
it,
now
that
I know.
they all can impact our mental state.
But you also have good stress and you have bad stress. Can you explain the difference between them?
All right. That doesn't even require explanation
Or going
because
deeper analysis of it?
you have good stress in the sense. All right. So you probably were ill and you realize that you go to the doctor and they give you an excellent bill of health, especially if you have had a debilitating morbid disease, and then suddenly, I mean, even if it's not suddenly, you get that news. You may cry, or you may laugh, or you may want to throw a party. That is a form of stress in the sense that it does good for your body by causing the body to release the right kind of hormones that can enhance your immune system. Good stress is the kind that brings happiness, contentment, and so forth. Now, so if you say you play the lotto and you win, there's some people they walk around, they don't know what to do. All this money suddenly, I used to have 500, now I have 5 million. What am I going to do with that? That's another kind of stress. You're excited, but at the same time, you really don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do.
So that in itself will bring about certain hormones in the body. So bad stress, good stress, each of them give you different cause the body to release different kinds of hormones. So good stress is a beautiful one, when things are going very well for you and you have a business and you have clients that you have to put them on a waiting list like I used to have a few years ago. Before that excitement 3 years ago, I would have waiting list, and you have all these people waiting in line to come in. 3 or 4 months down the road, you have appointments fully booked. That's good stress. I'm looking forward to it again. So that's one area. So did I answer your question?
Yes, you definitely did. So in terms of the bad stress now, how do we know that it's starting to affect us physically? How do we know and we need to get this thing started out? And matter of fact, how do we know that it's even stress causing it? Because even sometimes we think that, oh, it's something as simple as gas pain. We blame it on gas pain. How do
Mhm.
we know when it's actually stress causing these problems?
Okay, so this is the deal. You don't always know. Most there are many times you have these things and you really don't know that your body is going through a stressful state. Symptoms are often considered one of those stressful responses that the body will experience, but our body will tell us when it gets to a point where it can no longer contain or correct itself. Okay, so not all stress is obvious. Okay, that's why when a person go to the have a sudden bout of illness and they end up in the emergency room, or they go to the doctor and they give them the most devastating information about a certain condition that they had no idea that it was a problem in their bodies. So that can be because of one of four of the number of stresses that I talked about earlier. So if the body is not able to contain it or correct it, then you will start to know that it's happening. So stress in itself can manifest in many forms, such as inflammation. And inflammation can be any kind. It can be a swollen finger. It can be um, pain in the digestive system. It can be something that you don't even see, inflammation of the kidney or the liver or whatever. You don't know it's happening. Pancreatitis, stuff like that. If you don't get symptom, you don't know it's happening. Then we have tiredness. That's one that most people will notice. They are
Definitely.
constantly
Mhm.
tired. So, if you're doing double or triple shift, that is enough stress to tell you. And if you are dependent on coffee, which in itself, drinking coffee in itself, especially if you do a couple cups, that in itself is stress. That in itself creates stress on the body because it's a stimulation that can affect the nervous system. Okay. Sleeplessness, for whatever reason, you're going to bed and you're not sleeping. Some people fall asleep for the first couple of hours and then later on they just can't sleep. They get up and they can't go back to sleep. And there are different reasons for that. It could be poor circadian rhythm where, the body just doesn't seem to fit into a certain pattern for sleep. And day and night get confused in the body. It could be a case where you spend the night thinking about all the things that could go wrong or that went wrong throughout the day, or even the good things that went on. You keep thinking over and over about what happened. And some people go to bed and they get up. Some folks who are deeply spiritual will say that I get up every night, every morning at this time, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and it's the Lord telling me to that I need to pray. We don't know what may cause that, but at the same time, some people are like that. And if you correct their their imbalance, you find that they go to sleep and the Lord is not waking them up anymore. You see, so you don't know until you look for the information. So certain various health conditions, those are also some signs, like metabolic diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, lupus, heart cancer, so on. So those are the different ways, that your body expresses stress. And stress could be named, anything could be considered stress. As they say, good stress and bad stress. But more so, where for the purpose of health, we're thinking about the one that actually can cause the demise of our health.
All right. So now that we've touched on the symptoms and everything, how can we actually reverse the symptoms of bad stress now, or even minimize it?
Yes, yes, yes. That can be done. All right. If we adopt a consistent method, or different formulas, by applying corrective measures that are directed towards the cause of your stress. Okay. And might I add here that all those who are listening to me, if you don't know the cause of your conditions, you may need to call my office, because we do offer a number of modalities or different equipment that we use to measure all the types of imbalances in the body, so that we can find the cause of whatever it is that might be your plight at the moment. And
I just
sometimes
want to I just want to mention one more thing.
Mhm. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hello.
Yes, I'm here. Go ahead. You were
Oh,
saying.
you said you're going to mention one more thing.
Oh yeah, I was saying that. Oh, I thought everyone heard. The link is actually going across the screen right now, mclarenwellness.com. So if you want to contact her, it's actually going across the screen right now. So you can continue as to what you were saying.
Okay. All right. You know what to do, my little plug there. So, of course, there are different ways to make correction. So, if it's physical, you may want to consider nutrition. And in some extreme cases, for example, if you have a sudden injury, you may need medication temporarily. But then, if you're going to want to maintain good health and balance, you will need to consider proper diet and so forth. And in many of these cases, too, if it's sudden, physical, some folks might have to get surgery, so that the medical system is very good for stuff like that. And if it's emotional, we want to contain or manage our mood and our feelings and so on, because that's a part of emotional imbalance. So we should focus on eradicating the reasons such as worry or concern. There's also minerals also can contribute to emotional imbalances. Nutritional deficiency can contribute to emotional stress. And that is often overlooked by so many in the industry. It's
But
not
wait, but
all.
just from Karen, you were saying that we can eradicate worrying and concerns. How do we
Mhm.
actually stop worrying? Is it even possible?
That's what I'm saying too, because you can be worried because of probably an imbalance in your system. There's so many things that can contribute to this state where the mind is unsettled, because there might be a neurological thing going on nerve situation. Someone might, might have a few little things going on there. But if you want to eliminate worry, there are different things you can do for that. Like finding something constructive to do, like get involved in, depending on what the root of your worry is. If something you can, if you know what it is you're worried about, if you're a child of God, you know that you have the Lord to help you with that. And there's hope. If you are not, God help you. It's good when when you have hope. But in the same breath, some people might have to go and do get therapy, or they can join certain social groups, things that can help build up their spirit man, in the sense. So some people are lonely, they have no company and nobody to talk to. So it goes right back to what is the cause. So there are ways to find that out, and it can stem from nutrition too. Unsettled mind, because there's not enough nutrients like fatty acids and all that kind of stuff in the diet. Proper mineral balance is also important, not only for the kidney, but it helps with even digestion, and it helps to relax the nerves and the heart muscles and so forth. So mineralization is very important. I have clients who come in and they have that kind of thing. They the same kind of situation where they don't know what's going on, and they think that they are losing their mind. And you put them on some great mineral, because you realize that their problem is mineralization. You put them on a mineral, before you know it, they're sleeping. Everything is great. That's why it's good that you know what your root causes are. You have to know the cause so you can treat it.
All right, so we're going to wrap up this session right now, but I'm just going to ask one more question to tie in everything. What's the first step that someone can take to reducing stress in their everyday life?
I would say call McLaren's. But anyway, and I kind of hinted at it before. If you're a child of God, you may want to do that. We don't know what the cause is, but first is acknowledge that you have a challenge. Something is wrong.
Yes.
Sometimes if you just take quiet time, and just, you'll be amazed at what you can get by just taking some time out. Go for a walk in the park and just sit down and just do an analysis of self. You may get some answers there. And based on that, because God speaks to us and to us, so you can get some answers there. So acknowledgement is the first thing. You look to see what might be causing it and try to eliminate it. So self-awareness is very important. So it all depends on what the problem is, what the cause is. But bottom line is, look into yourself, think about it, see what you have been doing over the months or years that probably is not constructive towards your health. You may find the answer there too. You'll be amazed. Some people come in to see me and they can tell me, after talking for a few minutes, then they can pinpoint when they really started that problem, when they start feeling the way they do. And sometimes it's to a trauma that they had in the past, and it's there subconsciously. So,
All right, great.
yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. McLaren. It's always informative when we have you on here. And I just want to remind our listeners right now, if you want to achieve the first step in holistic health and wellness, you can contact McLaren's Wellness Center. The link is actually running across the screen right now, so you can always visit mclarenwellness.com for more information. All right, so we'll be moving on to our security, surveillance, and solar segment with Mr. Walker and Tyrone Braham. So let's welcome them.
Beautiful.
Are you seeking a holistic path to wellness? We believe in one disease, one cure. Introducing McLaren's Age Reversing and Wellness Center. We offer a wide range of holistic services such as sauna therapy, vibration plate therapy, ionic foot detox, pressotherapy sessions, body blueprints nutritional audits, and magnetic full body scans. Your body, balanced or imbalanced, holds the key to your well-being. We empower you to find the root cause of your health concerns and harness your body's natural ability to detoxify and heal. Experience the transformative power of holistic care. Make an appointment today, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call us at 914-278-9394 or visit 557 Main Street, Suite 201, New Rochelle, New York 10801.
Did I didn't see this.
What's up again, Sir Walk?
I am doing great, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful so far.
Okay, okay. Hello and welcome everyone to the security, surveillance, and solar segment of the Afrocent podcast with
Yeah,
myself and Mr. Tyrone.
great.
Mr.
Yeah,
Tyrone, you remember the song there?
yeah,
Tyrone? Okay,
yeah, 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 yeah.
okay, okay,
That
okay.
troublesome song, eh?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so welcome, Mr. Braham, to the Afrocents and also to the team, to be leading us in our security detail. And
Thank you for
a lot
having
of
me.
people, when they hear about security detail, first of all, I just want to say for those of you that are listening right now, whether you are in the United States, or should
Yeah,
I say from the diaspora,
yeah,
or in the Caribbean, one of the things that I know, I use myself along with a lot of my associates and my clients to use as an example. One of our main concern when it comes on to visiting Jamaica and the Caribbean
yeah,
is 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 security and
definitely.
having that peace of mind.
Yeah,
And when you talk about security detail, a lot of people do not understand the terminology or what security detail means. Because
yeah,
when you talk about security, the first thing that comes to most people mind is security guard or, security officers
yeah,
or the police department, which all of those things can be, all of those different people can be a part of the security detail.
yeah.
So
But
I'm going to ask you to explain
yeah,
to the folks right now these services that we at the Delta Shield um,
offering now.
offering to the general public to give
Yeah,
people peace of mind when you're thinking of traveling, when you're
yeah.
thinking of, there goes all of your concern regarding to, we are trying to eliminate people concern, so you
Yeah.
are
So,
the person that is in charge of that department. So tell us a little bit more about that, Mr. Braham.
so basically, what Delta Shields securities basically taking away from you guys is the uncomfortable feeling and giving you a sense of security and enjoyment. So instead of focusing on that aspect of your travel and stay, let us take that on for you and create a secure environment for you. Understand? So you can enjoy the view of this beautiful country and just be of peace of mind, a peace of mind.
Okay, so you see, back in the days when I used to travel,
Yeah,
when I just start traveling back to Jamaica, one of my concern, you see, as soon as I reach the airport,
yeah,
I see a whole lot of people in dark glasses, and
yeah,
especially when it is late in the evening, and these
yeah,
people in dark glasses, and I can't see their faces. and
Yeah.
everybody look like they are looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
some reason, and I used to get very concerned until
Yeah.
I start having that security detail, you know, picking me up, taking me around, and then I
Yeah.
kind of get used to even sometimes I travel on my own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that is one of the reasons when I talk to a lot of my clients from here on a daily basis. That's one of the reason why some people want to go and retire in Florida,
Yeah.
Atlanta, and some of them Africa and different places. And I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but it's just the fear
Come back
um
home, man.
to come back home, and
Come back home.
we want to be able to eliminate that.
Yeah.
And
That's our main aim. Yeah.
yes,
It's our main aim and motto.
okay.
To see to it that you guys you went away so long and worked so hard and stuff. Come back to your country and enjoy it.
Of
Yeah.
course, that
Yeah.
peace of mind. So one of the first thing that we can expect when we book our flight, well, we can
Yeah.
either book our flight first or we can book your services first. So one of the
Right away.
first thing, as soon as we reach the airport, what are we supposed to expect?
Well, expect to see us out, secure, creating a secure environment for you, coming to the front of the airport, um, guiding you towards your vehicle that we'll provide also for you on your request. So it's a package.
Okay,
So if and when you book with us, that's a package that you're to expect.
okay,
Um, Clean and secure environment, um, well spoken, and put together security officers, um, customer service, yeah. So the whole package.
okay. And of course, at the bottom of the screen, I saw the phone numbers like the 646
Yeah,
688 5554 and the 876 826, I think, 4553. Yes, okay. So those of you that are interested are thinking of traveling to Jamaica for right
yeah.
now. I know you soon be covering the Caribbean. By the
Yeah,
way,
definitely.
I know that you guys were very much instrumental in one of the in a recent event in Jamaica. And I
Yeah.
know I'm not sure if
With the
it's your
Chris
full
Brown.
team was involved. You were involved in the Chris Brown show,
Yeah,
right?
man, the Chris Brown. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Chris
so
Brown show. We're definitely involved also in that event and many more type of event. Um, so yeah, that was an excellent show, and
yeah.
the environment that we created for Mr. Brown was very good.
So
So
although some of us are not, so like us that are not celebrity like Mr. Chris Brown and his entourage, we can expect the same protection
we
and
we can give it the same celebrity feeling. Same celebrity feeling.
all
Yeah,
right. Well,
yeah.
it good
Same
to know
celebrity.
that it's good to know that we have this team because I heard that it was hundreds of thousands of people that were
Yeah,
at that show and maybe different places,
yeah,
and it's to see that you guys were handling the security detail aspect. So
yeah.
when it comes down to security details, you also have harm and
And
security
unarmed.
detail,
We provide both.
and also
Armed and unarmed. Yeah.
the
And
drone.
skill security in the department. So not just unarmed, but also trained and tactical.
Right. Okay. Okay. I see. So like
Yeah.
sometimes some karate kicking.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man.
Guys,
Yes, man.
it's
You'll
not
be
a joke.
surprised.
It's not a joke. But because I
Yeah.
always say I kind of have this tasteful thing about seen security guards, guarding people place and around the place, and they don't even have a gun. and
Yeah.
and and I said that is not a part of the security part business that I want to get into. But it's to say
No.
that you I mean have created this atmosphere that
Yeah.
people don't have to be using and so
Oh.
what would you say to those security personnel and those people that want to come and to become a part of the Delta Shield security detail right now?
Well, basically,
Or
Delta
should I say,
Shield.
do you have room for them?
Yes, man. We have room for armed and unarmed. Um, as long as even if you're not trained now, we'll provide training for you.
Okay.
So once you come on board and you're willing to provide the same amount of energy and effort that all of us put into this company to secure our clients and just yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
come
So
on board,
this
man.
is a very important question.
Yeah,
So look, we know you talking about working on Chris Brown detail. We know
yeah,
those are multi-millionaire now. So some of us coming back home right now, we can
yeah,
hardly afford a hotel and plane fare. So it's
yeah,
not we are not the celebrity type like Chris Brown and those guys coming back home. So your
yeah.
package is very conducive and reasonable, right?
Yes, definitely. We provide packages that fits your need and your budget.
I will pack it.
Yeah. Your pockets,
Yeah, you
definitely.
pack it.
Or your
Okay.
purses.
Are you first? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all
Mhm,
right, that is important. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyrone Braham,
mhm.
he's actually tonight is his first should I say
And
appearance
podcast.
on this platform. Next week he's going to be back and he's gonna be giving us more detail um
Definitely.
about exactly what to expect when you guys are thinking of traveling to Jamaica and all of that.
Yeah,
Also, for those of you that own homes, properties, or businesses in
yeah,
Jamaica, and you are
yeah.
looking to have it protected,
Surveillance.
right?
Yeah.
Surveillance system,
And
solar.
respond.
Oh yes, that response team.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because
yeah,
I know today you were doing some quotation for some people that want the
yeah.
response
Earlier,
team.
earlier we did that.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. So look, if you have a business or a home, and you like, and you hear something happening, by the way, wherever our surveillance system is put up, we are hoping that
yeah.
the response team will be able to be a part of that package. That means to say
Definitely.
something happen,
So it's a package.
right? It's
So
a
we're
package,
offering a package under one umbrella.
right? And guys,
Okay?
what I'm telling you, Mr. Braham is actually saying that he will reach there quicker than the police.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
right.
That's our number one aim,
Yes.
to secure you and your property.
Okay, so that is actually giving you that double peace of mind.
Yeah,
So you're talking about security detail, response team, solar system, because one of the things too, when you have those kind of surveillance system, power
yeah.
cut
The
goes out
solar
into
is very
Jamaica very
important.
often, because I think one of our next guests that and not guests, one of our next associate that should have been on tonight, he's having a power cut in his area right now.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
see
yeah.
that's the reason why it is very important
Important
for you
with
to
the
have the
solar system.
solar system. And
Yeah,
and ladies and gentlemen, it is very affordable to really it is very affordable. I think somebody is actually sending some message out to you. I think the person said, do you provide
yeah.
permanent security service for businesses?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay. Yes.
That's a part of our era also.
Yes.
Static and armed.
Okay. And you
Yeah,
also deal with K9?
yeah. We have a
Okay.
K9 unit also.
Okay. Ladies and
So
gentlemen,
we also do escorts. So if you have like a bank transaction, large cash transaction, and you want it to be escort, you want the cash to be escorted, we also provide that.
okay, okay. Um,
Yeah,
one of the question, somebody, well, a few persons asked me that, what about if they are a single person, male or female, going to Jamaica, and they
yeah,
want to have a person like a for business, and they want a person like a female can have like a male person traveling with them, like is their business partner and so forth.
definitely.
You can also have that person, and a male can have a female bodyguard,
Yeah.
or should I say, security detail to travel with he or she, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do
So
provide that also. So so to operate stealth.
yes,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that peace of mind, it is right here. All you
Yeah,
guys have to do right now,
let's take care of your security for you.
everything.
Everything. So it's security, surveillance, and solar. One
Yes.
umbrella.
One
Yeah,
umbrella.
one
You
umbrella.
cannot have it better than that. And
None of
I know the price. When it comes down to the price, it is very very good. So you know what happened? I know people, people don't really have, and we don't want to give people everything one time. We
No,
want
we
them
don't.
to come back next week, and we want them
Yeah,
to bring their friends. But in the meantime, if you guys have friends and family that you know that are planning to travel, are they have a home or a business, and they
reach
want
out
this
to us.
security detail, they want solar, or they want that surveillance system. Because we just had somebody that had to fly down to Jamaica just this week here, because
Definitely.
they break into their business place and their home, and
Yeah, and to his
and
vehicle. Yeah,
and see Mr. Braham is actually taking care of that. So no, them don't have to worry. No, them don't have to take no plane anymore.
no, just
You
leave it up
understand?
to Delta Shields. We'll make it. You make your home and your business secure.
Well, we are going to be having the official launch very soon. And someone is asking the question if
Are
that
we
we are
gonna do
going
worldwide?
worldwide. But here what happened? Yes, we are planning to go worldwide,
Yes,
because we
we have
start
that.
getting calls from Ghana already.
Lovely.
Yes, we
Yeah,
start getting calls from Ghana and from Belize and
yeah,
Trinidad, Belize, Trinidad, and Ghana so far. So as soon as everything is totally set. I mean, I'm
yeah.
not gonna say it's set in Jamaica already. We are
Yes, it
looking
is.
to go international. So
Definitely.
them
Definitely.
always say you must dance a yard before you
Yeah,
go
before you
abroad.
dance,
So
umbrella.
now we are dancing in Jamaica. Then we are gonna
Yeah,
be going. We are gonna be going to up to yesterday. I was talking to someone from Ghana.
yeah,
You know, most of the celebrities normally that you see going to Ghana right now,
yeah,
they are going to the king, to one of the king in Ghana resort hotel, and they said they want to talk to us about our security detail, the
yeah.
surveillance, and also the solar system. So
Lovely.
that is something that we are gonna be dealing with in the very near future. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Very
any
exciting.
last word before you go, Mr. Braham?
Very exciting team and well, let us create a platform for you guys where security is concerned, solar system and surveillance. Leave it to Delta Shields. Okay?
Man, let me tell you something. By looking at you right now, man, I feel secure coming to the airport already, for real. And
Yeah, yeah,
I know you have some big guys then, because you also provide bunks in what they call it, bunks, sir.
Events, yeah, man. We
Event,
also
event.
provide bouncers for events.
Yes.
Yeah, small
Uh,
party, funeral, yeah,
yeah, because
wedding,
wedding, all
wherever you
of
want
those
to go.
things.
Wherever you want to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, call Delta, call the team. Just call the team six four
Yeah,
six 688 5554 876 82 82 I think I said the number or 8265345.
yeah,
And definitely you can ask to speak with Mr. Tyrone or
great.
Mr.
Yeah,
Rosado,
yeah.
and you know, it might. I mean, if you cannot get them, um, always secure around Mr. Oh man, you man, it seems like you are the one protecting some people. You already, man. They
Yes,
said
man. Yes, man.
they feel very
Experience,
secure around
experience,
you.
experience all the way.
All right, sir. So,
Experience
ladies
all
and
the way.
gentlemen, you have it all. So, we are going to be turning back over to the ladies with the plan, Alex, Amy, and Naja. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. See you
Good
guys
night.
next week.
Thanks for having us. Bye.
Experience the power of the sun with our fall special offer. For a limited time, get a massive 50% discount on solar energy systems priced at $9,000 or more. Our offer includes professional installation and all the materials that you need. With the most advanced technology, 51.2 volt 200 amp hour 10 kilowatt lithium battery, 12 kilowatt MPPT hybrid inverter Lux power, monocrystalline and polycrystalline panels. We help you harness the sun's energy like never before. Say goodbye to high energy bills and reduce your carbon footprint with clean, renewable solar energy. Call 876-826-5354 or 646-688-5554. Join the solar revolution and secure your energy independence today.
All right, that was Mr. Walker and Mr. Braham with our security, surveillance, and solar segment. Contact 646 688 5554 for more information on how you can secure your home and have a peace of mind. Now, unfortunately, we have come to another informative episode. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you for being here. Please do not forget to run on over to our Instagram page at Afrocents Podcast. We have an ongoing giveaway going on right now for a spa treatment at Emed Spa, valued at 10,000 Jamaican dollars. You don't want to miss out on that. So please run on over to our Instagram page at Afrocents Podcast where you can participate in this giveaway. Now, I just want to thank all our guests for being on today. Thank you, Casey, Dr. McLaren, Tyrone Braham for the security, solar, and surveillance segment. Thank you so much to our persons backstage. It would not have been possible without you. I am your host, Naja Robinson, and it's always a pleasure. This was episode 8 with knowledge that makes you dollars and cents. This is AfroSense.